Hello and welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm Kate, and if you are returning, then welcome back. It's so nice to have you here. I'm doing another pick a card, so I'm really excited about today and doing that. And if you are new and you like the video, then please make sure that you're liking and subscribing and commenting so that you're going to see this content again, and we can continue running into each other here on YouTube. So today, again, I'm back to pick a cards. I'm so excited. It's been a while since I've done one. I honestly just had this passing thought that I hadn't done one in a while. So it's healing messages today, 1, 2, and 3. So you can pick whichever one you feel drawn to. Okay, so the first card here is receiving. So pile 1, receiving. And please, for all these readings, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If something isn't meant for you, it's not meant for you. Already I'm getting a feeling about this group. Okay. Receiving. It says, every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. So I am getting the feeling like lately you have been a little bit in your head and not able to really tune into your body. Like I'm hearing ego as well. Like I'm hearing that you might have had like an ego attack. There might have been things lately that have caused you to need to like self-identify or something. It feels like there's something in your worldview that has shifted a lot based on how you think of yourself lately. So you've needed to maybe you're thinking of taking a new position. So you're needing to see yourself in a new kind of light or with a new role. And then there's something about power. There's something about power with this new role that you have been given. Okay. Speaking of, whoa. I was saying, speaking of power, I'm going to pull a divine abundance card, thinking that, just an extra support here. And this jumped out, inner power. So I was like, speaking of power, inner power. So clearly this is what you're being told to focus on. Your healing message is that you need to focus on your own inner power. So I'm getting the sense that you've actually been following advice from others and it's not been working so well. And also that so there's kind of two things going on. One is you've been taking advice from others and it hasn't really been going that well. And you've been having a hard time trusting your own sense of what to do next. And the other piece of it is that you are wanting something to happen and your ego is getting in the way. So it feels like there's something that you want from your future that requires or will give you, that taking this direction will give you more power and responsibility. And so you keep saying that you want that, but the thing that you've been doing is not acknowledging the trials or maybe tests or lessons before you get to that point. So basically it feels to me like there's this situation where, you have this dream or goal or idea or thing that you want to happen in your life. It will take you to a new place in your self growth. And then you also feel like you're going to make a big impact on things around you when you get to that place. Okay. But what you're not seeing is around you right now, you're getting all of the lessons that you need to get you to that place. And so if you keep fixating on the destination, you're going to lose sight of the actual earnest, humble work that you're meant to be doing right now. So it feels like you're being given opportunities to be of service. And some of them you're saying no to because you're like, I know what's better for me. And you're actually being asked to engage with things that might not feel like the exact right thing because it will bring you closer to that. Oh, that's really interesting. Haha. Okay. Another thing. So it's interesting. I'm pulling these leadership cards. And then I'm also really feeling like there's a love connection involved with this pile as well. So we have charity, prayer, and contemplation, which really feels like, yeah, you need to separate, make some prayers, do your own thing, and connect with heaven and your own divine connection above every other connection. Every other connection can be put second to your connection with divine energy. You are entirely safe to do that. If you don't do that, you're probably less safe. And it also says, ask and you shall receive. And this whole pile, your healing message is all about receiving, right? So, what is it that you need to receive? I feel like it's divine guidance. I honestly feel like you've been closing your mind off to spirit and intuition, and to dreams as well. Maybe even to emotions and feelings, because these are ways that we process our divine downloads, right? Sometimes we get a feeling and then run from the feeling because it's easier to say, oh, that was just a feeling, than this is me attempting to process the information that gave me that feeling. So, an example, you get a divine download. So, you get this sort of inspiration brought down to you. And in this inspiration, it tells you you're going to have a huge house. Okay. So, you're going to have a huge house. And you never grew up having a huge house. So in your mind, you're going, do I even want that? Do I deserve that? Is that something that I even know how to do? Right. This is interesting. So in this like huge house comparison, ask and you shall receive, right? So it may be that this super, awesome big house is in your future, but right now you're being asked to learn how to take care of, I don't know, a larger property, or the bills or something. Maybe there's something about utilities that you have yet to understand, or there's something that you're gonna want to know before you get to that place. And if you're not interacting with your life as in right now, you're being divinely guided towards that ultimate goal, every little step is getting you there. Then really it's going to take a lot longer, and you're going to feel powerless. You're going to feel like life is just taking you by, passing you by, or leading you by the hand, but you're never sure where you're going. Whereas if you connect to your own, it's feeling really important. I honestly feel like this pile has been letting other people get in the way of what you know about your life. Yeah, it's very interesting. I also feel like you have let them get in your, oh, this is interesting. Okay. You have let these other people get in your head about what it is that you need to do or not do. And I'm hearing more of the not do. So I'm actually hearing more that you've let other people get into your head recently about how little you need to do. And you actually feel like you need to do more in this lifetime. So you're just being constantly reminded right now, connect to you and your own divine source. That is the truth. Divine healing, Hilarion. So honor your sensitivity and retreat to recharge and heal. And it says your light can support others. But the thing is, your light will not support others if you are not using it for fuel yourself, right? Your light will not be able to support others if you are not I don't want to be rude here and say that, like, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're never going to be able to impact others, because that's not really what I mean. And I just heard someone's mind kind of go like, I don't really like that, to think, our light can support others regardless of how we're showing up. Okay. So like, forgive yourself. I also I'm on this pile for a long time. I'm also getting the sense that you've struggled with some self-image issues recently. And in those self-image issues, the way you've been looking at yourself is like, you need to focus on you. But if you're focusing on yourself to the point of depletion, then you're not focusing on receiving in. And so what you're actually doing is just creating more action, hoping that you're going to be refueled. But the only thing that you're going to be able to do to be refueled is go inward, be in your body, be in your feelings, and also take a step back from the matrix that you've been living in. Okay. So pile one, that, I have more for you. Whew, I forgot I pulled these earlier. So for the love part of this connection, that's everything for like healing messages, but there does feel like there's a love aspect to this. So, if you've been resonating with this pile, this might also resonate with you. So you're getting honeymoon, you're getting flirt, but it was upside down, and then you're getting engagement. So, okay, if the thing that I was talking about here is moving forward in a connection with someone, or a proposal, or some sort of deepening love bond, and this, or like starting a family, some sort of step, right? If that's what I was talking about there, I'm getting the feeling like, so you're focusing on this honeymoon and engagement, which is really special. So no matter your relationship status, honeymoon would be like going away, sharing, sharing and celebrating in your love. I would say a honeymoon, this isn't like an elopement, right? So it's like a honeymoon is something that is celebrated or appreciated sort of by others. And it's a holiday and that retreat and that recharge. So if you're thinking about taking a trip, it might be time to trust your inner knowing about that. And then engagement, right? Which is like ascending commitment. So it may be that you've actually just really been focusing on the commitment and not what might be needed in order for that goal to happen. So when I was talking before about sort of your ego getting in the way and not really thinking about the things that you need to learn in your connection now, or the things that you're being called to do now, if you're not answering those dutifully, then you might not be given that larger, it's like upgrading. You have to, you've got to do a certification course, right? It's like you have to do this course before it's a prerequisite. These are prerequisite experiences you're going through now with your connections. And it may be that you are involved in other love connections and there's one that you'd like to put the energy towards, or it may be also that you are on your own and, honestly, there's going to be a few different ones that end up listening to this. So I won't like try to define your current relationship status, but the flirt being upside down immediately felt to me like you're taking this very seriously and it's what's causing you. There's like a sense of control. So it's like the flirt energy isn't present, but honeymoon and engagement are. And it's like, okay, there's a couple steps being skipped here, So that's pile one. That's your healing message. Please do let me know if you resonated. I would love to know. If you could drop a comment below. It does help my feed and helps my channel grow. And I am hoping to do more of these so that we can continue growing. I definitely had to switch gears for a little bit there and trim down how many I was doing. But I'm so excited to do this pick a card. I'm sure I will be doing more now that I'm back on them. So let's move on to pile two. Thank you, pile one. If you want to book a service with me, all the information is down below. So pile two, grounded. It says many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. Okay, I'm getting the sense already with this group that you are here to do something really extraordinary. And so part of the reason that you've not been feeling grounded lately is because you've been trying to rise to the magnitude of the completed vision of your extraordinary life. So what are we being guided to do? What is the healing message for pile two? Ooh, interesting. Okay. So we have desert, which is vision quest. Vision questing is something I will not be surprised if I end up wanting to read this pile at some point in the future, because vision questing is something I've been definitely called to a lot on my journey recently. And I'm really excited. I'm taking a week off soon, and I'm going to do a lot of shamanic journeying during that time. And I'm really excited to share with you all what comes out of that week of being away from sort of the ego and identity of work. So that's actually something I haven't shared yet on the channel that I'm going to be doing, but a lot more. I'm going to be taking larger steps away to do deeper intuitive knowledge gathering. I'm finally ready to be able to do that. I honestly just didn't have the mental space to hold all of these energies before, but more on that later. That might be, this might be a very spiritual group. You might feel, or you just might be sort of naturally spiritual. I sometimes jokingly say about my dad that he's like the most enlightened non-spiritual person I know, but it's because he's not like definitively non-spiritual, but it's like the way that he moves through life and the way that he processes things, it's almost like just immediately there. Anyway, so you might be feeling like you are sort of overwhelmed by the magnitude of what your life is meant to look like what your life path is, and what might be, it's like an exciting thing in the future for you. This vision quest is also about returning to your source connection. So it may be that you have been a little bit up in the sky lately, or just ungrounded because you were pulled in many directions. It feels like I'm seeing silly putty, like you're like just like stretched and stretched and stretched. Silly putty is pretty resilient, so I get that feeling about this group too. Very, very resilient energy. Like you can come back from literally anything. And when you come back with a vengeance and with fire. And that was this other card, fire and passion. So this is what I feel like is returning to you right now. So a healing message for you is to continue to stoke that fire by connecting to your own upward spiritual source. Yeah. And definitely pile one might relate to you. If you felt kind of between both, I would go back and watch pile one, because I'm getting two messages here about receptivity. So it's be willing to express love, and express love to receive love was what I saw on that card. So it says express love to receive love. And then I also got Hathor receptivity. So that receiving and receptivity came up a lot in pile one. It may just be a collective energy right now and like a healing message for this reading, but thought that would be worth a share. And it says, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. So if there is any part of you which has felt depleted recently, even just within the last few months, just know that you have more ability to create and stoke that fire and give to others than you're currently seeing. So just be aware that your mind is playing a bit of a trick on you, and it's like keeping you safe from it's basically like you're telling yourself, okay, I don't want to overdo it, but you're actually holding yourself back from some of the exciting energy that could be present. But either way, it's not going to be like a masculine type of energy. It's going to be like it just sweeps you over. It's this like kind of like it takes you over this this feeling of passion when it arrives. So you don't need to be chasing out this passion if you're not currently feeling it. But I'm really excited for you, because if you're not currently feeling it, it is on its way, and you're going to get this feeling of excitement and fire that really allows you to give and like spread out your energy a lot more. And that's something that has not been accessible to you for a long time. It feels like not to this level anyway, not to this level. Okay, let's get an animal card for pile two for this healing message. Whoa, too many. I'll take those two. Okay. It was like too many thoughts, but it all related to what we were talking about. So it's confirming. But okay, we have dragonfly here and elephant spirit. So you might have been seeing a lot of elephants. I'm getting elephants, rhinoceroses, and also hippos. And I honestly don't remember. I don't remember the last time I would have felt hippo energy. And in my mind, like my conscious mind here, I don't have a positive association with hippos. I actually find them to be quite scary. I remember seeing a hippo years ago at a zoo. And I mean years and years ago, because I don't remember the last time I went to like a zoo with exotic animals. And I remember being like very uncomfortable, and I'm not normally someone who gets afraid of animals anymore. As I'm saying that, I realize during a deep anxiety period in my life, I did have a lot more animal related triggers. But I guess that's the funny thing, right? Because if you're not feeling like yourself now, I have amazing, incredible encounters with any type of animal, and I don't have that fear. I feel like it's like my people. It's just funny how things can change. I also, oh, wow, didn't actually read this elephant spirit card, and I don't pull this often. And it says learn from the past. So funny that I just went on a tangent talking about the past, but that's what I was just feeling, was like, it's funny how things can change. And when I was talking about how resilient you are, I didn't even anticipate at that time in my life that I was like, man, that's really special. I just said at that time in my life that I was afraid of birds, and I just saw a bird like fly right as I said that, like to the corner of my eye on this little post outside that window. But I didn't realize at that time that I had these like little anxiety things with birds. I didn't realize at that time that now it's like there's some of my greatest guides, and some of my deepest wisdom have come from moments with birds now. And I just never would have thought that at that time. And so learn from the past by seeing that you have gone through so many cycles of self. You've gone through so many cycles of self. At this point, you have the skill that you need to re-engage and rebuild that fire for yourself, and to stoke that's interesting, stoke the vision. So I'm getting that you need to see your life vision as a fire that you're stoking. You're currently like tending to it. And then truth transcends illusion. That's the dragonfly spirit. So definitely could be a time of transformation for you. I also had pulled some romance cards. So this is your healing message for now. And if you are also looking for some love connection support, these also wanted to come out for this pile. So chemistry and calling in your soulmate. Yeah. So you're in a transformation time. I don't feel like going back to things of your past as far as people is concerned, or as far as patterns are concerned, is going to happen. You're calling in like a new energy, new connections, new supportive love. It feels like in the past, maybe you've had a love connection that was an illusion, that didn't, it may have appeared helpful and was very much holding you hostage or holding you back. And then chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So I'm getting that this is about your own magnetic abilities or sensibilities. So really only focus on your own magnetism and ability to feel magnetic or charming or powerful or attractive, whatever that word is for you. I like magnetic because I just like this idea that we polarize and attract or repel people based on our energies. That makes sense to me because batteries make sense to me. Okay, so that is your wisdom and healing guidance for you, pile 2. I think you're honestly doing a lot better than you maybe feel right now. And if you're feeling good, then I'm just going to invite you to keep learning from the past and celebrating your own resiliency so you can stoke the vision of what is coming next for you. If you want to book a service, you know where to find me in the stuff below. I have a lot of different things that I offer. If you have any questions ever, you can reach out to me. Yeah, I love helping people. I love doing this work. I love being here on YouTube, and I love you. So enjoy the rest of your day, pile 2. And now we're on to pile 3. Pile 3, change. Okay. Pile 3, your energy is radically different. Okay. I'm getting really like, whoo, this is going to be serious. I was a lot lighter on that last one. Okay. This is a funny new habit where I started getting a bit nervous to get into harder feelings here. But when the ego finally sees the utter madness, I'm getting a lot of like, I'm getting like a lot of tongue-tied and restricted energy in my collarbones. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. So this is maybe a timely healing message for you if you're feeling at a bit of a crossroads right now. I like when my life comes to a crossroads because I'm also given an opportunity to make a choice. And so often before we get to that crossroads, we're not really actively making choices, right? We're driving down this kind of linear road thinking everything's just going to go along as it's going along. And that's not how life is. That's not how things are. That's not even how roads are, because at any given moment, something could happen in the middle of that road. It just normally doesn't, right? Especially like a country road. You're just driving and driving. And on this on this path, when you're driving down that road, it's almost like you begin to have a bit of tunnel vision for what the path or what the journey looks like. It just is like, oh yeah, it's always been this way. You forget all the turns and stops and what that guy did, and that person was talking on their phone, and you forget all that stuff. When you're just on this straight linear path and you sort of get into your own zone, right? But I'm getting the feeling like you've been in your own zone to your detriment. So it actually feels like at this crossroads, you're deciding which way to go. And because you've not actually been serving your highest need, you've been serving more of your in the moment kind of needs, you haven't really been seeing ahead. So you weren't checking your map. It feels like when you got to this crossroads, you were like, wait, what? So it's like right now you're kind of confused as to, okay, how am I here now? I have to make a decision. And to be honest, right? If you are in life at a crossroad, there's two ways, the fork, you have to pick a way to go. It is possible for you to not go left and not go right. And it's possible that you just stay right there. It's possible you reverse, just get out of Dodge and like go to some other place, some other crossroads. You'd be like, no, I'm not dealing with this. You could pull a Yui, not even take either of the crossroads. You could just drive straight through the crossroads sign and just be like, I'm going into this, I don't know, farmer field, right? You can make all of these different choices, but what you've decided somewhere in your mind is that left and right are your options. And if that is true, and you feel that you have two options of what the best path is, you're wrong. I just feel as though you need to be aware that no matter which way you choose, you've chosen the right way. But if you're it's basically like I'm trying to help you as if like it feels like a maternal energy to a kid. Okay, so like a kid's like, I don't know which way to go, like left or right. And I go, okay, well, you'll either go left or right. And it's like, okay, that's not helpful, but it is helpful. You're either going to go this way or that way. So there has to be one that feels more aligned to you. And if you're not feeling like one is more aligned to you, then it behooves you to sit in the car for a moment longer, check your GPS, right? Your GPS might be your I'm using a lot of like analogy, like metaphors lately, and I never know what I'm saying until I'm saying it, and I'm sort of laughing. There's a lot of transportation and vehicle related ones. If you're debating a move, I would say do it, pile 3. I promise this isn't just because I love change. I think you need it. I think this change is the thing that's going to help you stop feeling like you need to take control over everything. No matter what. Okay, this is funny. I'm getting the mother image again. So imagine mother here in this example is source energy, okay? And the kid is you, obviously. We're always the kid, right? as students here on this journey. Okay, so imagine the mom is this divine source energy, and the kid is saying, well, which way do I go? Do I go left or do I go right? And I say, the mom, source energy, says, okay, you can choose which way you want to go. Which way do you feel you want to go? It's like, well, that's not helpful. That's not what I wanted. That's not the advice I wanted. But that's the advice you were given. Which way do you want to go? And if you don't know your desires because you were just getting comfortable on this one track, one path, and you're like, oh, things are just going to go this way, and I see it, smoothly, clearly going this way, then that's your own misstep for not acknowledging that things could come into your path and change your direction. And this maternal energy, this mother, is really saying, which way do you want to go? Because you are going to be protected no matter which way you choose. You are going to be safe. You are going to be loved. It's like this mother's saying, I'm going to love you no matter if you choose left or right, and you will be protected no matter if you choose left or right. Both are safe directions for you to go in. So now what? So now this kid's going, okay, so which way do I go? And at this point, the kid is not receiving what the mother is saying, which this happens all the time. Okay. So it's not like a huge problem here. It's just, it's interesting to lay out what you're currently, and let me know if this is currently resonating with you. I would love to know. But it feels like it's like you're the kid and you're asking divine source energy, mother, just to tell you the answer. And it's not respectful of your spirit guides and of your ancestors, of all the people who came before you and did, loads and loads and loads of work and, experienced traumas upon traumas over the years. It's not fair to them and to yourself to just say, well, give me what's next. It's like you've been asking for the universe to deliver this to you on a silver platter, whatever your next choice needs to be. It feels like you're facing a choice and it's like this way or that way, this way or that way. So step one, understand that it's not this way or that way. These are your two options you're currently looking at. One of them is the one that you're meant to take, and you will figure it out, but it's not only two options. It's every option of everything that you could do in the world right now. So have some gratitude for the fact that you've even got two choices to begin with. You have two things that you really feel called to and you really feel pulled in those directions. Another thing you can do, try to see, is there a way that you can look at those two things going on and figure out what the commonality is? What is the thing that's similar between those two things? What results do you get, or what feelings or emotions does it give you? If those results or feelings and emotions are more likely in one, or you feel like one is more likely going to give you that, and it's feeling rather than just analyzing. But if you feel like one is more likely to give you, so say one of the things you're looking for is acceptance, right? And if you feel like, okay, you've got these two directions, one is going to give you that feeling of acceptance and you know it will, and one of them, it's like it might, it might, but it might not be as good as, then take the one that feels like that big jump into yourself. The big leap to your own soul truth is what you're being asked to do right now. But it's not as simple as just saying it's left or right, because everything that brought you to this moment, everything that has brought you to this moment has been for your own personal evolution. So you're not being asked at this time to just have faith and trust. You're being asked to apply your learning and apply your connection to divine energy, but trust yourself and to find the answer. It's like, it's like you've been moving through life with a bit of a taking the blessings that you've been given. And I really feel there's an ancestor connection here. So it feels like your ancestors, I just saw this like in my head here, that the ancestors are like, it's like they're dropping things in your path, like on the trail ahead of you. And each time you've been like, awesome, thanks, and like taking them on and just sort of moving with it. And so you thought that this is the way it's supposed to work. But in actuality, when you were being given all of those blessings, it was because you were allowing a certain amount of your own evolution. And then you sort of got to a slow where you just felt like you had it under control and handled. But you need to be in that place of loss of control. It is much easier. I've said this to a lot of people, actually. It is much easier to receive blessings from the universe when you feel as though you've been lacking blessings, because when you get one, then you're like, oh my gosh, it comes as like a relief. It's a lot easier to have faith when you have less. Because when you have more, you're like, I created that. And there's this egoic thing that kind of comes into your mind. Okay. I haven't really been pulling cards for this because I really was just feeling into this deck. Yeah. I am going to shuffle these. This is a Whispers of Love card. And Botanical. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is basically what I was feeling, and I'm sorry that Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Do try not to really say sorry because I like to forgive everyone for things. And if someone felt like they needed to apologize, that's like a side tangent anyway. But do something for someone is the card that I just got. So I am getting the feeling like you have been self focused. Likely, I will say, usually we are self focused out of protection. So likely you were starting to do this because of trying to protect yourself. At this point, it is not needed. I really am getting the feeling like you need to begin opening up to being of service and being there for others as well, in having more grace in your life. This is sweetness and grace, and it's a pink rose. I also, okay, it says the pursuit of perfection then is the pursuit of sweetness and light. And that pretty well encapsulates a lot of what I was feeling about this group. And then the other card that came out was Garden Heliotrope, which says devotion and dreams fulfilled. It says the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So, devotion and dreams fulfilled. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. That's Eleanor Roosevelt. And then we have the pink rose, grace and sweetness. The pursuit of perfection then is the pursuit of sweetness and light. Matthew Arnold. So, these energies really encapsulate the healing message part of this. So I kind of gave you the business, the what for, and now you just need to open your heart to the idea that this crossroads might be less of a crossroads than you're making it out to be. It's probably your ego which has been saying that, and you likely feel at your heart and know what is your actual dream, which left or right, whatever ways that you've decided are your two options, one of them's right. One of them's like the right way for you to go. You're not going to be in harm's way directly if you choose either, which is why it has felt so confusing for you. But be sweet to yourself. Allow your own dreams to be fulfilled. And yeah, part of this is going to require you sharing your heart in some way more than you. That's what it feels like the control has been about. And the result, wow. Bright future and true love. So this may be what you are about to accept should you take that next turn at this crossroads. So stop worrying, everything is going to be fine. And it also says the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So yes, the universe, it's like back to this crossroads imagery, you're at this crossroads and the universe has sent your dream from either the left or the right? You're going to know which way it is. After this reading, hopefully you're going to be able to be in your heart and say, yeah, I need to really feel out, or I need to trust myself. It's like, I feel like, I feel like, but the drama of seeing it as a crossroads has been exciting to you. Let that be done so that you can be away from the conflict and chaos that mode of operating gives you. And you can just make yourself ready for accepting what the universe is bringing down that road. So whichever way you end up choosing will be the right way. Okay. I trust that at this time, you are going to hear this message and say, I need to act in accordance to my actual dream, my heart, and my own sweetness inside. I need to enjoy some of the luxury of life for myself. That is how we build our light and actually create greater change and greater evolution. And we inspire everyone else to do the same for their lives. So embrace your own sweetness. The universe is delivering beautiful things to you, beautiful opportunities, a really bright future, tons of abundance and connection in all different ways. It's like traveling down the road on its way to meet you. So all you have to do is make your decision from the heart. So that is your healing message, pile 3. Thank you so much. I would love to know if any of this resonated for you and how it goes when you make this decision or when you make that turn. I would love to know. And post a comment below. Make sure you like. If you're already here in the video, then obviously you're watching. And yeah, if you want to book a service, they're all down below and you know where to find them. Until next time, take care.